Peace and love. Happy January. Let's jump right into it. Cassandra from Evergreen Park, Illinois, asks a very good question. She says, how do I forgive my fiance for not supporting me when I needed him most? How do I forgive him? Let's talk about forgiveness, Sister Cassandra. Forgiveness is about you, right? You got to set the prisoner free. The prisoner is you. When you don't forgive, you harbor that pain, that suffering inside of you. And the person's off living their best lives or best life, and you sitting back and you harboring something that you need to let go of. Remember, people, the prisoner in forgiveness is you. Set yourself free. And just because you set the person free doesn't mean they're healthy. Just because you've forgiven them doesn't mean that's a healthy environment for you. Because that person or persons can still be unhealthy. That means you avoid them. That way we ain't got to play this game of forgiveness over and over again. Once we've established that someone is unhealthy for us, we stay away from him or her. We protect ourselves. That's important. So yes, forgiveness is a real big deal. And it's something that I've had to practice here recently in my life. Is, you know what? I just don't have the time. Meaning, I'm one of those people, I don't harbor things anyway, but all at the same time, if I know I don't get down with you a certain way, I just avoid you. I stay away from you. You're the plague. And sometimes we continue to go around people who are not healthy for us and expect different results. No, just because you forgive them doesn't mean you're supposed to be back around them and like, wee, no. It means that's an unhealthy place for you. So Sister Cassandra out of Illinois, remember, forgiveness, you have to let go of the prisoner. Let the prisoner go. And that prisoner is you. Let yourself be free. And now you can be free to live your life the way you want to live it. In peace, peace within yourself. Remember the pillars: love, truth, peace, freedom, justice, honor, and respect. But that love is first, that love of self. You got to love yourself enough not to allow others to interfere with that. Now, to your fiance, did he mean to do what he did? What I mean by that is, what were his intentions in not supporting you? Does he know how to support you? Does he know how to give you what you need when you need it? Because a lot of times we think that people know, even though you've asked them over and over again to do a certain thing, but they don't know how to give you what it is that you need. Does that make that person a bad person? Absolutely not. They're just incapable of giving you what it is that you need to satisfy you, whatever that desire is. So a lot of times we have to look at ourselves and say, well, am I being a good steward of myself? Meaning, am I putting this person in a position where they can win with me or where they can lose? Because when they lose with you, now you're upset, now you're fired up, now you're pissed off, and now you want to blame them. No, point the finger back at you. What did you do or what didn't you do? Are you protecting yourself? For example, if you have a mate that's not good with finances and you give them, and here's $500, I need for you to take care of this for me. And they don't take care of it in the manner in which they should have, in which you think they should have, and you get mad at them, but you already know they're horrible with finances, that's on you, not on your partner. Because you've already recognized that that person isn't good with finances. We don't put a kid in a basketball game and expect them to score the game-winning shot when they haven't played the entire game and they don't like the game. They're just there because the parents want them to play basketball. We put the kid who's most excited about the game, who you see practicing the game, who's made other shots. And you say, you know what? You're qualified. You know what? I'm going to put you in a position where you can win this game for us. Not someone who's not qualified. So, Sister Cassandra, sit down and speak with your fiance and ask him, say, well, you know what? This is what I need from you. And write it down. I always encourage my couples, write things down and give it to your mate first. And maybe they can understand that. Maybe they can receive that. Because sometimes people receive things differently. Everybody has different learning styles. Some people need it physically for you to show them. Some people need things in writing. Some people you can verbally say it to them. Some people just never get it. But thank you, Sister Cassandra. I hope this helps. Brother Kevin out of Jacksonville, Florida says, my wife wants me to eat her ass out. And I'm not down for that. Interesting. Brother Kevin, do you kiss your wife? Do you perform cunnilingus on your wife? if you kiss it, now mind you, the 5 parts of the body that harbors the most germs, the mouth, the belly button, the nails, the armpits, and the nasal cavity, right? Again, the mouth, the nails, the nasal cavity, armpits, and belly button harbors the most germs. If I can kiss you in your mouth, and I know for a fact you got a clean ass, because I've seen you wash it, I can eat your ass, what they call analingus. People, don't run from things that, again, if it's a germ factor, again, the germs, I mean, they say there's over 20,000 bacteria in the belly button alone. And the armpits has more than that. So again, there's germs all over the human body. But again, hygiene matters, diet matters, exercise matters. When you're giving people certain treats, don't just dive in and these people don't take care of themselves. Hell no. Make sure they take care of themselves. Like if I don't see you washing your ass, I ain't eating your ass. Meaning I gotta feel comfortable with seeing that you smell good, that you present yourself, you have a clean diet, that you exercise. I see you taking care of yourselves. If people taking care of themselves, they take pride in knowing they got a clean anatomy. And that's a big thing. So, Brother Kevin, I ask that again, you can go get a mouth condom or the analingus. And, if that's something that you can enjoy, then again, but if that's something your wife wants to explore, you know what, dive in there. Again, if it's something that you're totally against, then don't do it. But if it's something you feel like it because of germs or because she takes a poop out of that hole, but she also has a menstrual cycle. She also pisses out of the vaginal, area. So, just again, people, we have to use logic when we're saying no to certain things, as opposed to, what's my reason for saying no? If it's just something you're not into, fine. But if it's something you say, well, I think it's nasty, so it's kissing. I'm just saying. So people, again, we have to be mindful when we're saying yays and nays. Why? What's the logic behind it? Especially if you're with somebody that you want to spend the rest of your life with. Explore with that person. Enjoy that person. Because to have sexual freedom with someone is a very big deal. It's a very big deal, people. It's not something that is not as common as you may think. Sexual freedom means I'm free from judgment, and we can do whatever you like to do. That as long as you're not hurting me, that's a big deal. And I don't feel ashamed to say what's on my mind and direct you and moan and groan. And it's a beautiful thing. Take it for somebody who's been sexually free for a very long time. I enjoy being with a woman who's like, wow, like she knows her body and she wants to get to know mine, because you please believe I want to get to know her body. I want to explore her body, and I want to have fun, because why are we in the bedroom if we're not having fun? Yes, it should be a wild, nasty man's game in that bedroom. Nasty man and woman's game. Just like, hey, let's get it in. Everything stays right here, and let's what you want, I got it for you. I can give it to you if I'm comfortable with you, right? So again, Brother Kevin, I encourage you to go back to your wife and say, hey, you know what? I'm willing to try. Have you a drink. Again, get you a mouth condom. And say, I'm going to go to work. I'm going to go in and let it do what it do. Or a tongue condom, I should say. People, continue with your questions. I'm loving them. If I don't get to your questions, immediately do know that I have a stockpile of questions that I'm going through, and I select them every week when they come in. So continue with the questions. I'm loving them. Thank you for supporting this podcast, meaning I am here to help you. Free of charge. This is your safe haven. I'm protecting your namesake, unless you give me permission to use your name. As always, people, practice peace and love. I'm Dr. Tiy-E. As always, love first.